Welcome to a new video and a new trap. And the game started with e4, c5, Sicilian defense, knight f3, d6, d4, c takes d4, knight takes d4, knight f6, knight c3, g6, and this is the dragon variation of the Sicilian defense. Bishop c4, bishop g7, castles, castles, rook to e1, knight to c6, h3, playable, bishop to d7, bishop to g5, knight takes d4, queen takes d4, h6, bishop to d2, and maybe bishop takes f6 is better, but also bishop to d2, not an accurate move, but playable. Knight to g4, and this is the tricky move, now threatening the queen, and the knight will come to e5, and some problems for white. And now white must play accurately to prevent any material loss or any complications. As analysis, if queen to d5, bishop c6, queen d3, knight e5, queen f1, knight takes c4, queen takes c4, and rook to c8, and this is slightly better for black, but nothing serious, nothing bad for white. The game will go on, and the stronger or the better will win. So back to the game. In the game, white react poorly and badly for this move, knight to g4, and played queen to d3. Queen to d3 considered as a tactical blunder. And now let's see what's the problem with queen to d3. Knight to e5, attacking, working the queen and bishop. Queen to e2, as everything is normal and nothing bad. Okay, the knight is attacking now the bishop. The bishop is under attack, but it's protected by the queen. But now comes the strike from black, as not expected. Bishop takes h3, excellent move. Why? What's the problem with this move? Or why it's a very good move? G takes h3, queen to c8, and now the reason is clear. Queen takes queen to c8, forking the bishop and the h3 pawn, and opening the white's king position. So if bishop to d5 as analysis, queen h3, f4, queen g3 check, queen g2, knight f3 check, king f1, queen takes g2 check, king takes g2, knight takes d2, rook to d1, and e6, and this is slightly better for black. And of course, the position for the king and the activity of the pieces will play a good role for the winning chances. Back to the game. Also, in this position, white reacts poorly and not in a good way for this challenges and threats, and played bishop to b3. He wants to keep his bishops and controlling the file or the diagonal from b3 to f7. So the game continues with queen h3, and this is dangerous for white. f4, queen g3 check, king f1, knight to g4, and now the danger is very clear. Queen to g2, knight h2 check, king g1, knight f3 check, king f1, queen takes g2, king takes g2, knight takes d2, as the previous analysis. Bishop to d5, of course, he wants to keep his bishops. Sometimes if some player wants to to retain his pieces without exchanges, he will get in some troubles without any reason. Maybe it's equality, it's good, but sometimes players have something in their minds and they stuck for it and they pay for this kind of strategy or decisions. E6, rook a to d1, e takes d5, rook takes d2, bishop takes c3, b takes c3, and now you can notice the material and the pawn structure. Rook a to c8, attacking the pawn. Rook takes d5, rook takes c3, rook takes d6, rook takes c2 check, king g3, and now it's matter of time and technique, just very simple win for black. But let's continue the game. Rook f to c8, f5, rook 8 to c6. So white don't like to exchange. Rook to d7, rook takes a2, rook takes b7, g7, rook to d1, g5, and now we can notice the g and h pawn will come to exert pressure against white. So rook to d3, rook to c1, king to f3, rook to f1, king to e3, and now the area for the g pawn and h pawn is almost clear. g4, king to d4, rook a4 check, king d5, h5, more and more advancing, rook to c3, rook to a5 check, king to d4, rook to f4, threatening the e4 pawn, rook to c8, rook to a4 check, king to d5, rook a takes e4, rook to c7, and rook to d4, and at this position white resigned because he is going to exchange one of the rooks or checkmate. So this is our video for today. As always, you have to study the theory of your opening and practice. And when you have some surprises, you have to calculate very well and try to not to be stubborn and try to exchange at least to reduce your opponent threats and pressure. So this is our video for today. Thank you for watching. See you next video and next trap. Bye.